It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A man's been taken to hospital following a serious accident at Jesmond. The 34-year-old was trapped in the wreckage after his car and a truck collided on Newcastle Road just after 6. It's believed he's in a stable condition. The accident has since been cleared. A Catholic priest has been found guilty of abusing boys in the Hunter during the 1980s. The priest, who can't be named, was found guilty on all 31 charges. He's currently behind bars and will be sentenced at a later date. 4 of his victims gave evidence, telling the court they were sexually abused at different locations around the Hunter when they were children. A Newcastle University student has been the victim of a frightening assault on campus. The 19-year-old was sleeping in her student accommodation early Sunday morning when a man entered her room and allegedly indecently assaulted her. Senior Constable Sarah Burgess says a male friend heard her yell for help and removed the man from the room.
Police were called later in the day and took some statements regarding that alleged incident. Now, about 10:45 p.m. on Sunday, the 31st of May, a 23-year-old man was charged. He was charged with indecent assault and he was granted bail to appear before Newcastle Local Court on Thursday, the 4th of June.
A grand plan to make the University of Newcastle's Ourimbah campus a separate entity has raised eyebrows. Wyong Council will ask Gosford Council to join it in trying to sell the idea to Prime Minister Tony Abbott and Premier Mike Baird. However, Newcastle University has told the Herald it's news to them and they haven't been consulted about the plan. Councillors are still debating whether to rezone the former Cessnock Bowling Club land to build 2 fast food outlets and a service station. Residents have raised concerns about traffic in the area and the proximity of the outlets to schools and sporting clubs, prompting fears it could promote unhealthy eating to children. But Councillor Cordelia Troy says Council can't ignore the possibility for new jobs.
The figure that's being thrown around is around 150 jobs. I don't know what percentage of those are full-time and what are part-time, but jobs are always welcome. Nobody else can make these decisions but council, and there are many factors that need to be weighed up and hopefully wise decisions are made.
Economists are tipping the Reserve Bank will leave interest rates on hold when it meets this afternoon as business investment in the Hunter continues to wane. The cash rate was cut to a record low of 2% last month to help increase business confidence. CommSec economist Savannah Sebastian says the Reserve Bank Board will likely give it some more time.
I think the one thing that would be concerning them is last week's business investment data, which showed that business investment was pulling back at some of the fastest pace that we've seen in about 5 years, and planned or future investment by businesses was certainly weak as well, down 20% on a year ago.
And today marks 100 years since the former BHP Steelworks site officially opened at Mayfield. It was the industrial backbone of Newcastle for close to a century, employing about 12,000 workers at its peak in the early 1980s, before closing its doors in 1999.
Sport for our sponsor, newcastlecheapestcars.com.au.
A number of Newcastle's own will take the field for the Under-18 State of Origin clash on the 17th of June. Brock Lamb, Jake Cogger, Brodie Jones and Jaden Butterfield will don the blue jersey in Melbourne as the curtain raiser for Origin 2. New South Wales Rugby League Performance Programs manager Jamie Feeney believes the squad is a strong one, with many of the players competing against under-20s in the Holden Cup this year. Newcastle Jets players can breathe a sigh of relief, with Football Federation Australia and the Players' Union finally reaching an agreement about overdue wages and unpaid entitlements. The players are set to ink new contracts with the FFA today after former owner Nathan Tinkler was stripped of his A-League licence last month. The FFA has assured all players, whether they are re-signing with the club next season or not, will be paid last month's wages as well as outstanding superannuation. And in basketball, Newcastle Hunters and Maitland Mustangs players will head to various venues around the state this weekend to compete in the New South Wales Country Championships. That's sport. I'm Emily Crow.
To a new RFM News Time, 26 to 9.